Number 5, Premier's response to debate on State of the Province address.
Thank you, honourable members. I will now invite Tonakgolo ya Bokone Bophirima Reka Ubitsa Bushi Maape go tla go arabela dingangisano le dipuisano tsa maloko a rona a Palamente. Tonakgolo Rre Maape.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I want to greet the Batuba Northwest Province, leader of government business, members of the Executive Council, Chief Whip of the Majority Party, leaders of opposition parties, honorable members, esteemed guests, ladies and gentlemen. I am quite grateful for words of counsel from honorable members who participated in the debate on the State of the Province address last week, Friday. Your contributions are greatly appreciated and will be considered when we finalize government program of action that will be implemented in the next 12 months. As I said during the State of the Province address, quoting the President, the people of South Africa want action. They want solutions, and they want government to work for them. And they want solutions from all of us, including opposition parties. And yes, they demand more from the executive. The inputs from members of this House will strengthen our resolve to work as a team of the province. But they also reaffirmed the correctness of the ANC policies and strategies. As representatives of the people, you were all in unison. Nobody said the policies are wrong. You wanted to make adjustments and corrections here and there as members of the opposition, therefore reaffirming the correctness of the ANC policies. You didn't come with any alternatives, and so we don't know them. But this approach resonated with what the President stated. The President said at the SONA that we were not presenting new plans, nor are we outlining here the full program of government. To those who expected that to happen, that we would present granular details, I just want to say that the MECs will be elaborating, giving elaboration on the Sopa pronouncements. And so be patient, members of the opposition. You'll hear more. Furthermore, Madam Speaker, allow me to quote the President when he said that, but there are those in the House, we instead of being merchants of hope, have cast themselves as merchants of despair. They have determined that their political fortunes are best served by depicting a country in chaos. Rather than present a balanced assessment of the state of the nation, they have resorted to dishonest and self-serving rhetoric. I have been sitting here and listening carefully how people have been clutching at straws. Mention this one municipality, if a response is given that matters are being addressed, mention another one, a response is given that matters are addressed, mention another one, and later on become very creative about things that do not exist. We want to make this firm commitment that we have started working with municipalities. We produced a report. Treasury, working with COCTA, produced an audit report of the state of municipalities. And we are dealing with municipalities on the basis of that report. I know some people will be impatient, but we have a plan. We had established a committee of MECs that focused on 5 municipalities where we thought that problems were serious and deepening. And we are reaping the rewards of that strategy. And we'll continue doing that. I know that we come from different geographic localities. I know that the situation may not be the same in terms of where you reside and other majority of the people reside.
If you may please take your seat for a while, there's a hand.
Yeah, Speaker, I would like to ask if the Premier would take a question, a direct question.
You can write it and send it to me by WhatsApp.
Thank you very much, Donna Kolo. Proceed.
I want to take this opportunity to thank members of the ANC for their repeated reminders and restatement of the directives we have been given as deployees of the ANC. We are duty-bound to serve the people and not ourselves, to solve problems facing the people, and to deliver services today and not tomorrow. Aborwa a bolela go eng ka dinao. Modisa ga etelwe. Honorable members, we are proud to announce that the commitments made by the ANC during the Sopa are well thought out and planned for, and that all commitments will be delivered because they have been budgeted for. You'll get the details when the MEC for Finance presents the budget. The scourge of gender-based violence has all the hallmarks of the patriarchal nature of our society. And I was just a little bit shocked when I listened to discussions about sexuality and children, that we are still living in the Middle Ages. But in any event, this gender-based violence, where African women in particular are subjected to the triple oppression of race, gender, and class, we are addressing this. That is why we took the message from the President quite seriously. We are expanding access to economic opportunities for women through setting aside 40% of public procurement spend. And this House will receive regular reports. Honorable members, through the budget speeches, the various programs then for women empowerment will be outlined, as well as plans for the development of the youth, people with disabilities, and military veterans. Honorable Linkopani, we are reconfiguring the Premier's Coordinating Council, where we meet regularly with mayors and municipal managers to make it an effective intergovernmental forum, but also a critical accountability platform for municipalities. One of the changes we'll be making is convene meetings that are focused on specific service delivery areas like housing, water, electricity, and so on, so that we limit the focus and we become more effective and efficient. We are prepared to firm our hand in performing the supervisory and supportive role in municipalities. But we are also conscious that of the constitutional mandates of our government spheres, which are distinct and interdependent. We will do everything in our power, within the resources at our disposal, legislative, human, material, to preempt and prevent the collapse of any municipality in the Northwest Province. We have shown our readiness to do this. We took a difficult and sometimes unpopular decision when we dissolved the Chobota municipality. There was cacophony all over. Don't do it. It's not going to help. But those measures they have managed to bring about some stability in the municipality. We have never claimed that everything has been resolved. We can't make that claim. But we have now a new council elected. We have now a municipal manager appointed who has taken firm control of the finances there. We will be appointing a CFO. We have appointed the Executive Council, the Mayor and the Executive Council, and they are taking responsibility for critical functions in that municipality. It is therefore not true that we are not working. We are not saying we've arrived as yet, but we are working in the Sobota. The recovery started from a low base, but progress is being registered as internal roads are being repaired. The water treatment plant in Colini is being attended to. Honorable members, we take the point about access to land very seriously. The provincial government itself has agreed to conduct assessment of land owned by provincial government, which could be transferred to municipalities for various land uses, be they human settlement, economic, and so on. We will work with the National Department of Agriculture, Rural Development and Land Reform, as announced in the Sopa, to ensure that opportunities linked to the 20,000 hectares of land identified for the Northwest Province is accessed particularly by women and youth in municipalities like Kakisano Molopo and rural areas of Ngakamudiri Mulema. Honorable Speaker, the 8 critical infrastructure mega projects I mentioned in the SOPA last Friday are indicative of a clear plan which the ANC government is implementing to address concerns of the citizens of our province. These projects are prioritized based on their advanced stage of readiness, socio-economic impact, and the ability to be implemented within the prescribed period. We have started utilizing other agencies like the IDT and the DBSA to assist us with project preparation and project implementation. Honorable members, in fulfilling the demands of communities across the province regarding road infrastructure backlogs, government has also developed a program to cover the entire province. I was listening the other day, Honorable Nell was talking about how he's counting potholes. I just felt for him that I would count something that will make me more miserable. If I can count the number of children who died in South Africa because of Kwashiorkor and marasmus, because of policies of previous regimes which you represent. Today, they are incarnation. I don't know what you will say. But I don't want to follow that trend. We've been wanting the ANC to exercise restraint when we deal with the opposition. So we'll be kind to you. The strategy further outlines prioritization of roads for construction and maintenance. Particularly for you, Honorable Sonakile, note that we have a Valazonke program that we started long time ago, before the SONA and the SOPA. MEC Molapisi was busy with Minister Mbalula closing potholes in the long time ago. The record of the ANC is unparalleled in providing services to communities, particularly to the majority of our people who were denied these services. They did not have access to water, they did not have access to education, they did not have access even to employment. We as the ANC have changed the landscape of South Africa in terms of service delivery. We are saying still more needs to be done. But we are determined to continue on this developmental trajectory, despite attempts to defocus and misrepresent the work of the ANC by those opposed to change. Honorable members, agriculture is a strategic economic sector for the Northwest Province. Our province is very competitive in many subsectors where we lead, or are critical role players, for example, in poultry, maize, and sunflower. More work is still being done to position the provincial agriculture master plan in order to grow our agricultural economy to its full potential. We enlisted the cooperation and partnership of the Northwest University to revive our 2 agricultural colleges, Taung and Potchefstroom. They are 2 production centers for critical skills required in order for the province to achieve competitiveness in the agricultural sector. Ek hoop Agbarenel het gehoor, hy het nou die dag gekla oor Potchefstroom. Honorable Speaker, we reported on the work done by the SIU. It is not automatic. It is through the efforts of this executive. We have regular interaction with these law enforcement agencies. And we ask them, please speed up the process. We do not give daily reports about these interaction with these agencies, but that's what we do, and we are happy that we can report that progress is done. The report that we gave last time in Sopa referred to a special tribunal that has been set up to recover money and assets in
Just a second, Honorable Premier. Is that a point of order? Honorable Teologo.
Thank you, Chairperson. I would just like to ask the Premier of the protesters happening all over the province if he would agree that that's a reflection of the ANC's unparalleled track record of service delivery.
That is not a point of order.
No,
it is
I was
basically
asking
asking the Premier if he can take a question.
That's the question I would like to ask the Premier if he would answer.
Honorable Premier, there's a question. Would you be prepared to take that question?
I want to give a lecture on homophobia before I can answer that question.
You may take your seat, Honorable Teologo. Premier, you can proceed.
The report we presented last week in Sopa included work done by the special tribunal that is trying to recover assets people gained through malfeasance. As we stated in the Sopa, accounting officers and executive authorities who failed to implement post-audit action plans adopted by the executive will be made to account. The scholar transport budget challenges are resolved. No child will be unable to go to school because of lack of transport. The details will be presented
just
when the MEC for Finance.
Honorable Edwards, Premier, you may just pause for a while. Honorable Edwards, is that a point of order?
Yes, on Rule 321. I think it's 321J. Now continue. The Premier is intentionally, recklessly, and deliberately misleading this House. Just this morning, 3 buses were broken down next to the road.
On a point of
with
order,
school children all over the place, and he just said it's all fixed.
Honorable Chair of Chairs.
Honorable
On a
Mutume.
point of order, Chair.
Honorable Mutume, the floor is yours.
No, Chair of Chairs. Ka boikokobetso. Baagi ba rona ba tsile mo go tla go utlwa mo Premier a ikarabela mo debating e diragetseng. Ke kopa gore the Honorable Premier a protectiwe, a kgone go responda mo all the issues that were raised in the last debate. E leng gore all the political parties present here today ba participatile mo go tsone. Can the Premier be protected gore baagi ba rona ba kgone go itsela gore actually Premier o tla ka ditharabolgo tsefe, Chairperson?
Thank you very much, Honorable Mutume. I'm not going to entertain any points of order from now on. We would allow the Premier to complete the address to the House. I don't know if that's a point of order, Honorable
Okay, this is a point of privilege. I heard you don't take point of order, so mine is a point of privilege. Point of orders and asking questions is allowed in terms of the rules. So that ruling really does not make sense because today the Premier has to give a true account. Where members believe that the Premier is misleading, as the presiding officer, you must be able to weigh whether what the statement that the member is making is correct or not, without just simply pushing the member off and we're not using any rule as to what you are saying. Please, presiding officer.
Thank you very much. Premier, you may continue.
There's a hand.
Let me just make a
We
few
took a
indications.
decision, as the Executive Council, to place NTI under
Point
business
of
arrest.
order.
We are making progress on
There's a
NTI.
point of order, Premier. Let me just indicate something before you continue with these endless points of orders. Is that, as you can see, you may sit down. You
Can the Premier
No,
please
no.
sit down?
sit down now.
No, I'm rising on a point of order.
Yes, I'm speaking before your point of order.
I'm rising on
I do
a
not
point of
have
order.
a problem with your point of order. I'm saying I'm trying to address something to the House. As you can see through my very unique pigmentation, I was not fed enough carrots at a very early age, so I do not see properly. So when you raise your hand, try to raise it in such a way that I'm able to notice you. But I think also the table staff will, once in a while, where I do not recognize you, intervene on my behalf. You are just fresh. I don't know. What's your name again?
Out of order, acting.
No, I honestly do not remember your name.
I'm rising on a point of order. The Premier cannot continue to mislead this House by saying everything is okay.
On a
Scholar
point of
transport
order,
is
Chair. On a point of order, Chair.
So
Let's
is-
hear this
is-
order and then
is she
you are
rising on-
noted, Honorable Mutsumi.
It can be an order on an order.
On a point of
I'm
order.
rising on a point of order.
Raise your
So
point
you
of order.
cannot
Do not
take another
respond.
order on top of an
Do
order.
not respond to another speaker. I'm saying
Okay.
raise your point of order.
Just last week, we are from oversight from different schools where principals were crying of transport not being
Order,
enough.
Chairperson.
So
Order.
the Premier cannot come here and paint a picture that scholar transport is fine
Order.
and everything is
Order,
fine.
order.
He is doing this, is the same
this
thing
is
that
not a
he
point of
did
order now.
on the National
Not a
Assembly
point of order.
during the Parliament.
I think
So
your
the
point,
Premier
I think
must
your
just-
point is noted.
not a
Your
point
point
of
is
order.
noted. You may sit.
We're supposed to
So the
speak
Premier
on
must
the
just
debate.
refrain from
Your-
We're supposed to
misleading
raise
the
that
community
during
of
the debate.
Northwest.
She had time to debate the Sopa. Allow the Premier to respond.
May you sit down, Honorable Premier?
No, she had a
Your
chance.
point is noted, Honorable Mutsumi. Honorable Mutsumi, you, or was it Honorable Tlapi?
Yes, it was me.
Yes, Honorable Tlapi.
Thank you very much, Chairperson. Chairperson, Honorable Bokhatsu a ska tswella dira dilo tse di maswe mo hausong ya gago. Ne re mo gopotsa gore ga re ko masepala ne re kope through your office o kope speaker a gore tota ene o kopa orientation. So
Ga
sa
se
nna se
order.
raisa is not Chairperson. Selo sa se raisang ga se 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 ikamanye le se Premier se bua. Ne ke kopa gore Premier fie monyetla a bue le baagi ba Northwest ka boikokobetso. Nna stele bikinyana, honorable member.
Which rule is that, Honorable Tlapi, that says you must sit down?
Can we agree that we would proceed, Premier, to give responses to the State of the Province address? 2, when you have a question, and which is dictated by the rules, you ask first if the speaker on the podium can take a question. You do not proceed straight into a question because we are now creating a debate. So can we allow Premier to proceed.
Please rule on.
Honorable Theologo,
Please rule on the first ruling on that Honorable Edwards raised, because he did that with the rules on point. And then, Honorable Chairperson, please request Honorable Maape to not point fingers at other members because it's unparliamentary.
we would look at Hansard and make an appropriate ruling based on the orders that have been raised. Honorable Premier, can you proceed?
We placed NTI under business rescue. And we are pleased that we can report that we are making progress. And we are happy that we have full support of staff and unions in this regard. Our goal is to ultimately restore the business to its full operation and then extend the services to other districts. As regards water, we met with the minister. We met with the MEC responsible for COCTA. We developed a plan to respond to water challenges here. We are busy implementing that plan. It won't solve all the problems in a day, but we are busy and we are giving special focus to Ramotsiri Muilwa, to Naledi, to the Chobotla, and others. We are working on these issues. We do understand that people who do nothing and say nothing usually get impatient. Madam Chair, regarding the provision of health services in rural areas, as raised by members, the Department of Health is in the process of reviewing the alignment of health facilities to municipal boundaries. The process will include the referral system as well as strategic location of health facilities. Ratlo and Chuaing municipalities have been prioritized in this respect. Honorable members, as reported during the State of the Province address, the panel of experts that we appointed concluded their work regarding the provincial growth and development strategy. Over the next months, we will announce the Premier's Economic Advisory Council. Just to deal with the fears of Honorable Sonakile, this will be a transparent process that will try to get the best qualified people to assist us with economic development. Members complain about the level of unemployment, but when we make efforts to address this, they also say, no, please don't do it. We don't really know what they want. I wonder whether they know what they want. During the Sopa debate, this House was updated on some of the immediate measures already taken to deal with load shedding. Again here, we have started dealing with the problem of load shedding. We are interacting with municipalities. The leader of government business gave a report as to what the Department of COCTA is doing with municipalities to mitigate load shedding. The problems of South Africa are our problems. For other people who are not South Africans, theirs is just to point fingers. They are not their problems. We are embracing these problems and developing solutions to resolve them. We will therefore collaborate with national government and municipalities.
Premier, just pause for a minute if you might move. And Honorable Sonagil, I'm not Madam Chair.
No, sorry about that.
And for referring to me as that, I possibly would penalize you from talking.
No, sorry.
Because last time I checked, Honorable Theologo, my sexuality is very clear.
Sorry, Chairperson, I just took cue from what the Premier was saying. We are used to madams on that chair, so don't take it personal. My point was that, I even forgot my point. I'll come back.
Sit down. You had to forget it. Premier, you can proceed.
This didn't take long for people to prove that they have nothing to say. The Northwest University is home to leading national and international experts in energy and renewable energy fields. The university has been requested by the Department of Minerals and Energy to contribute towards the development of a national response to the energy crisis. We hope that we'll benefit from this initiative, and we applaud our university for leading in this process of finding solutions to our energy crisis. The submission by Honorable Motswana was very comprehensive, and once again reaffirming the correctness of ANC policy positions. Honorable Motswana is correct in locating the role of government and as central in the fight against all forms of social ills. We can report to this House that we met with the National Moral Regeneration Movement, led by the veteran Fathers Mangali Somkachwa and the veteran Seth Mazibuko. And we have established structures to deal with the issue of moral regeneration. As I go towards conclusion, Honorable Chair, filibustering here in the House, in the legislature, I think is part of our so-called Western democracy, which we have to live with. The process of performing to the gallery, it's something that we have to live with. But I don't think these antics contribute towards solving serious problems that our people are confronted with on a daily basis. I will say that we in the ANC have been requested to focus on service delivery. And this is what we are going to do. We forgive those who come here and make false allegations, who come here and make unfounded statements, who come here and be professors in innuendos and insinuations. And they sometimes say very hurtful things about ourselves, that we are all here guilty of this, that we forgive them. And we want to work with them as long as they can join us with this mandate that we are given by the ANC to ensure that we provide our people with services. And I wish to take this opportunity to express my gratitude to you, members of this House, particularly members of the opposition, for sometimes, once in a while, advancing a quite constructive criticism and advice. And je weet waaroor praat ek akbare nou. I also want to take this opportunity to express my appreciation for the advice and support I always receive from my colleagues. Sometimes they sit here and listen to the criticism from the opposition benches and wonder, why do these people bury their heads in the sand? This is happening. But they come here and say the opposite. I mean, I don't know why somebody would come here and give false statistics about job creation in the country and say that in the whole country, the Western Cape created 3,018 jobs, and in the whole country, only 2,000 were created. I mean, even a child can see that this does not make sense. This does not make sense. Just for the record, Gauteng Gauteng is number one in terms of job creation, not the Western Cape. We
Order.
collectively pledge
Order.
to be loyal to the aspirations of our people and to steadfastly implement a program that will bring a better life to our people through their sole, preeminent, and authentic representative, the African National Congress. We implore the people of the Northwest, let's join hands to build a better province for ourselves and for future generations. I thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very,
Akgolomeletsa, Primi.
thank you very much, Honorable Premier, for the responses and for having availed yourself. We also want to thank honorable members for their robust participation in this sitting, but importantly, thank members of the public who are in the gallery, that we hope that you now can understand exactly how Parliament functions, and also extend a word of gratitude to the Speaker for having an extended invitation to your kind selves. This is Parliament, it's your institution. You are more than welcomed as and when you want to make inquiries or you want to also visit and be part of the observe the proceedings. It's called public participation, taking Parliament to the people, which is a program that I think is a wonderful initiative led by the Office of the Speaker. So we thank you very much for also having joined us. The House is adjourned until the 7th.